We are one singular week away from the college football playoffs. We've got Indiana at Notre Dame. Keep in mind, all these games are at campus sites, so it should be really interesting because this is the first time this has ever happened. Because the college football playoffs right around the corner, obviously, I got to give you guys all my picks. So we're starting it off really quickly into this video. I don't want to take much time. Let's get right into it. Indiana going on the road to play Notre Dame. And Notre Dame, they have a massive home field advantage. I know they're in the FBS Independent, which is just like their own conference they play. I don't even know what teams they play. They play some bad teams. They lost to Northern Illinois. It's their only loss. But Notre Dame's still a really good team. I forgot who it was. Somebody on one of my streams was commenting saying like they're like Notre Dame's like cousin, or like Notre Dame's like coach's cousin. I don't know how that has anything to do with it. But Indiana, they proved that they are a little better than we thought. But I think Notre Dame, with the home field advantage, is going to be able to get this win. I think they're a slightly better team than Indiana. So give me Notre Dame to get this win. I think it's going to be really close, though. Indiana is a really good team, but they did get blown out when they got tested by Ohio State. Opening up Saturday games, you got SMU going on the road to play Penn State. And look, SMU could have a bye right now. They could have beaten Clemson. They played an awful game, and then the freshman kicker hit the crazy 56-yard field goal to win that game for Clemson. But it should be really interesting to see what Penn State has. I know that Drew Aller is going to be ready, or Aller, I don't even know how to say his name, but I know Penn State's going to be ready, and they are going to win this game. Next, we got Clemson at Texas. Similar goes for this game. Clemson's not an elite team. Give me Texas. I don't think it's going to be close. Clemson's not that good. Next, we got the game of the first round. We got Tennessee going on the road to play Ohio State. Should be really interesting. Two amazing offenses. Ryan Day, I don't think his job is on the line in this game, but Ohio State, they've had problems. They can't win big games. They lost to Michigan. That's just a game that they've not been good in. And I just don't trust Ohio State enough to go out and win this game. I'm going to pick Tennessee to go on the road and beat number 8 Ohio State. This game should be really close, and I would not be surprised with an Ohio State loss. But I feel like Tennessee's a slightly better team, and I think that they're going to go on the road and get a massive win over Ohio State. With all of this, it sets up Boise State to play Penn State, Arizona State to play Texas. You got Oregon playing Tennessee, and Georgia playing Notre Dame. So that should be an amazing second round like that. But we started off with Boise State and Penn State, and Boise State has been so good this year. People don't get it. Boise State went 11-1. They have the best running back in college football, an amazing defense, and their only loss this year is a close game to Oregon where they lost 37-34. I streamed the second half of that game. Go watch it. But Boise State almost won that game, and they proved that they are a legit team. They haven't played any other amazing teams. I think they played UNLV as their second best team that they've played this year. So it should be really interesting. I forgot who they played in the Mountain West Championship. I think they played UNLV actually, yeah. But this game should be really interesting. I definitely think Penn State's a better team than Boise State, and for that reason, I'm going to give it to Penn State. I just don't know if Boise State's ready for these stages quite yet. Give me Penn State, but I think it's going to be really close. Next, we got Arizona State and Texas 4-5, and look, this is my take. Texas is a really good team, but I don't think they're going to win games with Quinn Ewers. I know there's rumors about Quinn Ewers going to UNC, declaring for the draft, going to Oregon, all that stuff. So we don't know where Quinn Ewers is going. I think Arch Manning's a better quarterback than Quinn Ewers. That might sound crazy, but I think it is. And Arizona State, people don't realize they're in the Big 12. The Big 12 is still an amazing conference. They won the Big 12, and they deserved it. They played amazing football to get there, beat a really solid team in BYU, killed Iowa State. They beat Kansas State. They beat, I believe, Kansas as well. So they won a lot of really tough games against ranked teams. That Kansas State game was on the road. That was to kind of set them up in the spot. So they won tons of good games. And with Texas's QB room very questionable, and that team just losing a lot of big games, I think Arizona State's going to come off ready. I think they're going to be healthy. Obviously, Texas plays Clemson, a really intense defensive team. I think they're going to roll through them. But Arizona State's going to be healthy. Give me Arizona State to upset Texas, and I think they're going to move on and be one of the final 4 teams remaining in this college football playoff. Next, we got Oregon playing their first game of this playoff, either against Tennessee or against Ohio State, and I picked them to play Tennessee. I think Tennessee's going to be Ohio State, as I said, but look, Tennessee's no real match to Oregon. There's only a couple teams, when healthy, that can compete with Oregon. Give me Oregon to win that game. I don't think that's going to be close. Next, we got Georgia and Notre Dame, and actually right now, as I'm making this video, I don't know what's going on with Carson Beck. It currently says Carson Beck, it might impact his college football and NFL draft status, and for that reason, what I'm looking at right now, it's kind of a game time decision pick. But I'm going to pick Notre Dame to upset Georgia and advance to one of the Final Four teams. We don't know what's going to happen with Carson Beck. Georgia's been really up and down this year because Beck has been injured. I know the reason why he's not been great is because, as I said, he's been pretty beat up, but I don't even think he's going to play in this game. Georgia proved that with their backup quarterback. I mean, they obviously got a massive win over Texas, but they are not as good as we all thought they are. And Notre Dame, they are healthy. I don't think they have any injuries at all. So I'm going to pick Notre Dame. If Beck does play, then I probably would pick Georgia to win this game, but I think it's going to be close, and give me an upset right there. Georgia's just had a really up and down season as well, and I did pick them to win the national championship before the season started. With this all happening, it's going to set up Oregon and Arizona State, the 1 seed versus the 4 seed, and it's going to set up Penn State and Notre Dame battling it out to go to a national championship. And look, I love Arizona State. It's my second favorite team in college football. My dad went there, but Arizona State is not going to do anything against Oregon. They do have one of the best running backs in college football. Oregon does too in Jordan James, but Oregon's defense is the best in college football, and Arizona State's got a good offense. I think Oregon is going to outmatch Arizona State's offense with their defense, so we'll see what happens in this game if it does happen, but Oregon's a better team on both ends of the football. I'm going to pick Oregon to win, and I think they'll get it by like 10, 15, maybe more points. Then we are set up for an amazing game between Penn State and Notre Dame, and I think we're actually destined to have a rematch of the Big Ten Championship. Penn State, Oregon, I think those are the two best teams remaining in college football. Penn State also proved that they can hang it and keep it in there with the number 1 ranked Oregon. So I think it's going to be really good between Notre Dame and Penn State. Notre Dame's got an amazing defense going up, an amazing offense in Penn State. This game's going to get the spotlight. It's going to be really good between two of the best quarterbacks in college football. Should be really good. I think Penn State's going to outlast them and get back to the national championship. Actually, I don't know the last time when they were in the national championship. But this sets us up for an Oregon versus Penn State national championship rematch of the Big Ten. And let's be honest, and I don't want to say this, I have a friend that's an Oregon fan, but Oregon is the best team in college football. They're going to complete an undefeated season. They're going to go, 16-0, and they are going to beat Penn State. It's going to be a close game. They're going to win 41-37. That's my official score prediction. Drop down below your national champion and your runner-up. But it should be so much fun. I'm so excited to see how this 12-team college football playoff ends up, really, because it's obviously the first time it's happened, the inaugural one. UNC's winning it next year with Belichick, though.